Hello and welcome back. It's been so long that I had to double check my which keys were for recording. Oh. One moment. No, it's not character. Armory. Yeah. Striking. That's it. Is one of these striking? No? Okay. So I picked the money. Surely there is no rest for the weary. Scarce has I begun to make myself at home when I received requests for assistance from a major and Sons mineral concern. I would appear their storehouses in the horizon has been the target of series of covert robberies. Minor as they seem in isolation, occurrence disreputies in the manifests were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, were missing. I need hardly tell you what they may imply. The brass blades charged with the investigation, the thefts believe that someone within the concern is stealing the crystals for profit. Alas, they have as yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of merely monetary value. If there is even a possibility that the thief acts not out of self-interest, but in service to a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with your Stola when you arrive. She and Thancred have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope our fears prove unfounded when you do. Or they will escalate, as things want to do. Horizon was where Vesper Bay is, if I remember correctly. Yep. Gotta use that etherite. My brain turned off there for a second. I looked over and went like, ooh, a new person to play with cards. Your assistance, Edgar, your assistance is most welcome. I have already spoken at length with the brass blades of the Rose. I'll bet, to little avail. It would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I could go into further detail, but your time might better be spent in going first with, Fufulupa. He is the officer charged with leading the investigation, and I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If aught elude my attention, mayhap it will not elude yours. Which one is he again? Oh, Fufu. I haven't seen you in a long time. Edgar, what a pleasure to see you again. Your Stola said to expect you. Terrible business these lefts. We had yet to confirm the quantity of crystal stolen, but I dare say it must be greater than... Ah, but never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavily laden carriage refused to halt for inspection, broke through one of the checkpoints at the Royal Elegant Sunway. The carriage bolted off towards the eastern Thanalan, where thank the gods I heard that our colleagues were able to apprehend them without further incident. A speeding carriage that would seem a curious choice for thieves, such proven cunning. Yet the Amalja do have a foothold in eastern Thanalan. And what of their cargo? Did they carry the crystals we seek? We should be receiving a report any moment now, and I fail to see what else could. Do you miss me, friends? I am back, but I fear I come bearing disappointing news. Or on second thought, perhaps it's good news after all? Tancred, whatever have you been off to? I figured you had everything under control, so I took a brief incursion to the east to check on our Amalja friends. And what did you believe that I happened upon a runaway carriage on the way, even as able to do my small part to help my friends in the brass blades intercept it. In all my years, I have never seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The blades were calling it one of the greatest hauls they've ever seen. The stolen crystals, on the other hand, were never to be found. Is that so? Alas, I suppose we have no choice but to resume our search elsewhere. We should reassess our options as well. Come with us, Edgar. The brass blades always look funny to me. They always look like butterfly wings to me. Against all expectations, it would seem the Amalja are innocent of this particular spat of crimes. By all indications, they have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted during the last attempt to summon Ifrits. What I can't fathom is why someone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals, and in such quantities. It cannot be that they are dealing with simple thieves. If their motives were profit, they would. Why would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. While you think about what it may be, I shall inform Orionge of our progress, or lack thereof. Where's the person that we saw on this quest thingy? Quest person. Guess I have to shut up now.
'Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
I don't know why, whenever I hear Doma, I think of domed. I just got domed. Casting and healing. So I guess I'll take cast. Wait a minute, do I need earrings of casting? Character. 70, these are 90, so yeah. Now, what was I doing? Checking on again. Oh, my brain broke. I can't remember what I was going to do. Onwards! Any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? No, well then, for what if a better suggestion? I say we try picking Fufulopa's brain again. Who knows, if we work together, we may find something of use nestled away within it. Hearing these voices again, because I'm so used to their new voice, newer voices, that hearing the old voices reminds me that, oh yeah, this is the voice I'm supposed to be using. The only one I can remember is Alphino's, because I actually prefer the old, this version of Alphino's voice actors, the new one that they have. Well, but it's good to see you return. I have given some thought to the matter, and I have just hit upon a disturbing possibility. How could I have been so blind? Calm yourself, Fufulupa. What is this disturbing possibility of which you speak? I was contemplating as how the thieves escaped unnoticed for so long, and then it came to me. What if there's someone among our ranks conspiring them, a traitor in our midst? It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved, well, founded, Fufulupa. Indeed, if for reasons of security the concern dedicated to transfer the remaining crystal stored in Horizon to another location, the plans would be to discover the moment the breastplates were informed. But such a shipment would surely have been well guarded. With thieves as wily as ours risk open confrontation? I have not, but nevertheless, with concern, be eager to present them with such an obvious target. They might instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret, to entrust the goods to, let us say, a lone Makik miner traveling without escort, so as not to attract undue attention. But who? I see. Yes, the concerned would well elect to do that, but to travel so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way, mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerley. Fine spot for rest, will you not agree, Edgar? You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same in the south. Forgive me, my friends, but I have received no orders. I must inform my men at once. I wasn't looking, so I don't know if he actually had a pearl call. Tell me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. Yeah. We fly! I don't remember using a Grishel Green. Then again, I don't remember much. But I did remember up and right, single target down and left is AoE. Unknown Ravager. Oh. Well, at least Boost is getting some XP. I completely forgot that you stole, you actually had the minor class. Step into the last as expected. You are unharmed. Gang of sea wolves, thieves, and infernal land no less. I suppose first time for everything. Sea wolves, all of them? I know, with the same taste and facial tattoos. Blue, in case you were wondering. All thieves are a long way from home. The ocean's right there! Thank great if you would be so good as to attend to the outstanding matters in Horizon. I have inquiries to make. To Horizon and Vivalupa will want to hear about your meeting with the thieves. The sea wolves are a long way from home. Get some rock. I can see the ocean from here. Well, I would say that if it wasn't foggy. Yeah, like, the ocean's right here. Ain't that far. There's 3 docks right in this area. One in Vesper Bay. There's this one over here. Yeah, the Crescent Cove. And then there's one all the way down here at the Silver Bazaar. There's also a boat to La Misa Lamosa. On behalf of the Blades of the Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. But we have not be idle. While you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. Is that so? Then by your leave, I should very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. No, I'm afraid that we will not be possible. Regrettably, he managed to subdue the unit the Blades dispatched to detain him and made good his escape. Oh, for the love of... how did he manage that exactly? Your men hadn't been sampling that summers we conversated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, but he was quite strong. A seaward Lamesian born and raised, I believe. Within authority, we will find him. You have my word on that. I see. Pray keep me appraised of any developments. Yes, he's standing next to me. Understood. I feel time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required as well. Awfully disappointing, I know, but one must follow what duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed. What do you mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? Give me casting. Oh, I get to see if it affects this character what I did. Nope, it doesn't. Hooray! My sanity is slightly saved. There. Because in my other character, I've changed it so it goes to inventory. So at least now my sanity in this one will be a bit more better. Then again, I'm also not leveling so many classes in this one. I'm only going to be leveling 3. Ah! Paint! Okay, million corn. 4 sells for 4 gil. Both cork brown and lilac purple sells for 1. Also, apparently there's not a shop sell price for million corn, so Oh yeah, let's just get ourselves some bronze. The assistant bids me tell you to make for Vespa Bay. Well, young Alphino waits you, most eagerly. It was he who requested your assistance. Some commotion arises, and I am not privy to the details. While you do whatever that Alphino has planned for you, I shall endeavor to track down our teacher's brass blade, and when I do, you may rest assured that we will have our answers. Alright, that's for, if I had a discipline of the hand, that's not high enough level. You are late. No matter, I know what our visitors are headed. From what I have been able to gather, the vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You're familiar with Doma, yes, and Orthrod? Oh, like the rest of the nations of the Eastern Continent, it is ruled by the Gallian Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale. And more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information should prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity, do you not think? Come with me to Uldar, Edgar, unless I am mistaken, and I'm rarely mistaken. You will find the Domans bickering with the Sultan sworn on the royal promenade. We are uncertain of your role in the role in the proceedings. Insurance, if our guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be being pursued by some, and if not, we better than you to have on hand in the event of an unforeseen diplomatic incident. Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repertoire. Satisfying? Good. I shall see you in Uldar. Oh, Uldar! You know my head's itchy. Just turn around. Eat on it. Go toward the royal. Way. With the, I think if it can do is a Lalafell following after me when I hear the footsteps. That does not have many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us this small kindness. Away with you and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your pleas fell upon deaf's ears. A loyal man with a cold heart. I know his kind well. I hope you will find me more to your liking. Alphino Levier at your service, a friend, which I believe marks me very nearly unique in this part of the world. At least very few indeed are your allies, Uldar. Yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourself to the wealthy and powerful. Pray join me and my associates at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see if there's aught we can do to help. Yeah, just going to turn on. My phone updated, and it's also updated the timer. So instead of, going back to default when you press stop, the screen shrinks until the timer disappears, and then it goes back to default. I don't know why it's doing that. Why would they make it do that? Why? The way you do this. The way you do this thing. What are these things you do? What do you voodoo?
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
That was a bad call. We just...
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Yeah, you don't want to find sanctuary here. I mean, look at what happened to the Alamegans. Their sanctuary is outside the city walls. Or, Vilekin, Scalekin, and who knows how many raiders are out there. And cultists. And let's not forget about the giant frogs. And ants.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Lady, you're next to someone who looks even more unfamiliar than most people around here. I don't think I don't see that tail. You and Nara like Edgar. And look how they treat Edgar. Then again, I'm pretty sure probably a good few of them think Edgar's just wandering around doing his own thing. And some might just fear him outright. Okay, you Giri. If I may, as I said earlier, we have been at sea for several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them. I think, suffice to say, her sacrifices have been made, though it shames me to beg for more than you have already offered. Much discretion compels me. Gentle sir, if you and your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Let's just give you a room. Else, why didn't you say so soon, Edgar? Of course I'll help. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow. See but just where they came on, meaning I've got a boatload of foodstuff and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Go and call on Froda and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue. Tell them I set ship. The little prince is ordered to the Waking Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them these letters. That should set them straight. Which direction? This way. My leg is all itchy. Itchy leg. She's in your business to feed the refugees now. I answer normally. I want to question Miss Midori's judgment. But yeah, it doesn't seem right to me. Instructions penned by the Quick Sense Protractors to deliver foodstuffs to the Waking Sands. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man who can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. Wait, there's a rather odd request. May I be misheard her instructions? Nope! You know, you should encourage something like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my words. And you are... right. Want to go fight some ants. I'm not working with retainers. At least not on Edgar. I'm currently trying to work back my finances and my normal character to even be able to continue using my retainers. They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. I'll go and tell Yukiri it's all in hand. I dare not hope for such magnanimity, much less expect it. Mistress Modi, that's generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Yukiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you will be pleased with his reply. we have been graced with an audience. For the Sultana and the Syndicate both, we should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Alphino. I swear we shall return the favor. Not is all, Lady Ugiri, for naught has been given. The small favor you fairly won with your words, and it is with words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. And I shall choose them with care. You will be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming that Germans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on the Royal Promenade. I don't remember if I have to go to each of the cities or not for this quest. Because I already know the answer, and it's going to be a no. I mean, just look at what happened to the Alamegans. And they're their neighbors. At least I didn't go to Ishgard. That would have been the worst first place to go. Telegy. A pleasure, Private Magic. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting. Someone's got a comb for their head. Someone's just wearing a mask.
I, Ugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer.
Wait, I didn't see Godbert there. Is Godbert the one that's wearing the mask?
Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Ugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Ugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think.
Not me. The only criminal activity I've seen has been from the brass blades themselves.
Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes, the law is the law, and so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than Gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Ul'dah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage hath fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Gubber, get the fuck back at her. Don't make me go fight Hildy. Or call your wife.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, Little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
Time for us to get our bronze pieces. And with that, we'll call it there. In the next episode, we're probably going to go to Gordana or Lemon Lamosa. Well, no, I'm just going to keep it that way. I'm not going to try to correct myself. Well, until then.